Hello, everyone. Welcome to this webinar about the Juniper Ground Services module. My name is Sandra Sanchez. I'm part of the Sales Consultants Juniper team, and today we will see what the Juniper Ground Services module is all about. Before we start, you'll see that you have a panel on the right side of your screen where you will be able to ask questions during the webinar. When we finish, I'll dedicate a few minutes to answering them. If there are any questions left unanswered, don't worry because we will review them afterwards and get back to you via email as soon as possible. Also, for those who are watching this video later, at the end of this webinar, you will find our contact address in case you have any other questions, and our team will be happy to help you. We will start with a short introduction about the module. We will inform you about what the tool can do, how it works, and the possibilities it offers, and the benefits of contracting this module. Then we will give you a short live demo following all the steps that were previously explained to see some visual examples. We will conclude the webinar with a brief summary, and at the end, we will inform you where you can view this webinar again as it is being recorded. Let me start by giving you some background information. This is an overview of all the modules that are currently available in Juniper. On the left side, we can see the product to be sold, both from external suppliers and own contracting. The rules for all these products are defined in what we call Juniper's back office or intranet, where you can configure your customers, intranet users, and business rules, such as markups, commissions, or taxes, among others. And on the right-hand side, we can see the different types of distribution channel that Juniper offers. In the case of Juniper Ground Services, we can see from its location in the diagram that it is a module within the directly hosted contracts of Juniper Booking Engine. Let's see what the Juniper Ground Services module is. With the different models related to Juniper Ground Services, you can enter your purchase contracts for different types of services into the Juniper Booking Engine, such as transfers, tours, excursions, tickets to amusement park or shows, and for example, travel insurance and visas. Once these products and services are created in the system, you can start distributing and selling them through your contracted distribution channels. Okay. And how does it work? Initially, the product must be loaded where the entire inventory is created for transfers, tours, excursions, tickets, travel insurance, and visas. Then the product configuration and the parameter adjustments are carried out through the various configuration screens. And finally, there is a sale, which refers to the product's availability through each distribution channel that ensures the product is available to your customers. Additionally, if the ground handling module is available, you can assign services to vehicles, ground services personnel, or guides to optimize your daily operations, controlling everything from a single system. What possibilities does it offer? This module will allow you to create all the services in destination that you want, manage the content as descriptions and photographs of your own products loaded in the system, integrate your system with service suppliers in destination via XML, customize the distribution rules for each of your customers, and sell all the services previously created. And in addition, if you have the dynamic packages module, you can package them together with other products. We are going to look now at the benefits of using this module. The benefits are the loading of your own product in a simple and agile way to distribute it through the different distribution channels, efficiently manage the services provided, and fully control your cost and profit margins thanks to the multiple functionalities of the module. Let's continue with the live demonstration. Let me turn off my camera during the demo because I'll be looking at another screen. So we're going to access the demo environment of our intranet and go to the section Destination Services. And here we can see all the services that have already been created in this demo environment. We can filter by type, by supplier, by the status, if it's active or inactive, the distribution channel associated to this service, and to load a service in the system, we must click on New on the New button and fill in the fields with the general information. I'm going to show you one that has already been created and that already has all the information. Let's choose this one. And in the General tab, we can configure the basic information of the service, the name, the order in which we want the service to be shown in comparison with the rest in the website, the release of the service, the status if it is active or not, and we also have some options available to those clients who have the ground handling module. If you want to indicate different rates depending on the age of the passengers who have access to this service, the age ranges can be configured here, and then indicate the rates for these ranges. We also recommend that you fill in the description as completely as possible. We have a short description and a long description. You can also insert highlighted information to be displayed on the website in all the languages that you have contracted, as well as the name and the descriptions. And in the areas, we can configure the zones in which the service will be available. We can also select the classification and the category of the service, which will have been previously created according to your preferences. Okay. And finally, in this section, we can configure the distribution channel through which we want the service to be available for sale. In the next tab, options, we can define the different options that are available for the service. For example, if we select one-day guide, we have indicated ranking 2 and 1 day, some comments with information for the customer in different languages. And this information will be available for the customer in his voucher. It is also possible to include additional remarks relevant to the customer. And below we have the images management and the interfaces in which the service will be available for sale. It could be call center, XML, or web. Okay. We can also indicate different combinations, such as that it is available for adults only, or that there is no capacity limit. We also have the following options, such as the pickup points, the areas in which this option will be available, and the languages in which we want to show the service. The Data tab contains information that will be requested through the public website, so this tab cannot be used for XML bookings, and we should fill in the name, if it's mandatory, the size, if it's applicable per booking, for example, or in the type, let's say text box. Going to the next step, we can create different supplier contracts that will apply to the service we are creating. We're going to see the already created General Guía Mallorca, in which we will have to select a supplier. We can indicate if we want to sell it together in a package or individually, and if we want to sell it as a supplement. And below you can configure the access conditions for this service, being able to restrict the market, a group of countries, a specific country, agency group, or specific clients. And you can allow or deny access to these groups selected. In the cost tab, we can configure the cost associated with the supplier's contract. If we click on the range created, we will see that it is possible to define the start and end date on which we want this cost to apply. It is possible to configure the cost prices for the age ranges that we have created previously. It is also possible to configure the allotments for this service. We also have a calendar view. And further down, we can indicate whether it is a free sale or not, and indicate a specific allotment. In the next tab, we find the voucher. Here we can create a voucher for the supplier simply by selecting the supplier and clicking on Add. The voucher will be generated in PDF with information about the service. Okay. Let's continue with the sales contract tab. And here we have the same options that we have seen previously in the supplier's purchase contract, but now we can indicate to which supplier contract we want to assign this sale contract. Okay. We can specify we want to sell the service with a fixed price or a markup. We'll have to indicate whether we want it to be active or not. And below we have the access conditions on which we want this contract to apply. And below the associated supplier contract, we can indicate the interfaces that have access to this sales contract as well. The first tab is very similar to the cost tab seen previously, but here we would be loading the selling price. Here we can see the markup that will be applied, and if this changes, it will be automatically apply this new markup on your cost prices. And if we have had indicated a fixed price option, then we could enter the price manually here. And below in the show available dates, we can specify the days in which the service will be available. Okay. Going to taxes. We can define the taxes if we want any of them to apply. For example, we can create a tab with its name and description. In this case, we see the VAT. If we want the tax to apply only during a specific period here, to the cost price, the sales price, or the profit. If we want to apply as a percentage or a fixed amount per booking or per person. And we can also indicate if we want this tax to apply to cancellation charges and the sales channels, or if you want to apply only to passengers of one or more specific nationalities. Okay. And finally, no, not finally, here's the supplements tab, where you can create supplements to this service by adding a name and selecting the cost and sales price and in which options they will be available. Okay, and finally in the last tab, we can define the cancellation policies for the service. We're creating with its name, okay, and descriptions. We can configure the different rules. For example, if you cancel 7 days before the service, a 75% fee will be applied. In case of no-show, you will have to pay 100% of the amount. And if you cancel more than 8 days before the service, there is no cost. We can also define the access conditions to this cancellation policy, as always by market, group of countries, agency group, or clients. And we can also indicate interfaces on which we want the cancellation policy to apply for this service. We have seen now how the services are configured, but let me briefly show you where to configure the rest of the products we have mentioned. The transfers are configured in the same way, but in this tab here. The most significant difference for transfer is the points of origin and destinations. That we can see here. Okay, origins and destinations, as well as the associated hotels that can be applied to the transfer. Okay. The insurance is configured from here, also in a very similar way. Okay. And the visas from the visa tab with the same configuration options, as you can see it here. So let's go back to the presentation to see the conclusion of the webinar. I don't see any questions yet. Someone is saying that she cannot hear me. Please, if anyone else can hear me, just let me know. So thanks to the Juniper Ground Services module, you will be able to upload your contracts for transfers and manage the distribution rules that will allow you to add descriptions, images, and apply them to the purchase and sale contracts in an agile way. It is also possible to package services together with other products with the Dynamic Packages module. In addition, with the ground handling module, you can manage and organize requests for transfers, excursions, travel insurance, etc., and assign them efficiently to vehicles, ground staff, or guides, optimizing your daily operations and controlling them from a single system. If you'd like to read back some of this information, you can find it on your Juniper support tool under articles and webinars, Juniper Ground Services, or you can watch this webinar again on our YouTube channel that can be accessed through our corporate website, juniper.com. Thank you all for your time. I hope this webinar has been useful. Should you have any further queries, because I don't see any questions, please feel free to send us an email to salesconsultants@ejuniper.com, and we will be more than happy to assist you.